Hey YouTube, my name is Daniel and this is Gunz-N-Stuff. Gunz-N-Stuff is a weekly Q&A show with me where we sit down and talk about guns and stuff. It's a lot of fun and fairly straightforward, which is how I'm able to do it consistently. Before we even get into the video, did y'all see the video from Boston Dynamics? Initial plan was just to pour water on them, but like with waterproof cell phones now, I think that's pretty much dead and gone. So at this point, we're trying to figure out, do we want to work at the solar factory or are we just gonna like be a part of the revolution that's not gonna last very long? Because I can't do that. That's really, okay, enough with the crazy robot overlords. Let's hit some questions. Drum mags, boy howdy, aren't those things dumb? Try one shooting a full auto. You might change. They're though one of those things where they have a very specific application, but for those applications, they're pretty fun. Like those things are fun. Is a Shadow Systems MR920 worth the money, or get a Glock instead? So I need to stop talking crap about Shadow Systems. That's not gonna be today, but eventually I'm gonna stop talking crap about Shadow Systems. So Shadow Systems is kind of like a pre-done Gucci Glock. Like you don't have to Gucci-fy your Glock, it's already done. So if you want a cool, sexy Glock, then get the Shadow Systems. If you wanna do it yourself, then get a normal Glock. It's probably gonna be around the same price, but yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. They're cool, but it's still a Glock. Are mystery ranch packs really the best? They're pricey, but I'd love to get a solid backpack. Multi-camo must. So I actually never messed with the mystery ranch packs. The three that I see everyone talk about are gonna be the Eberly, Vertex, and then Savior cases. Those are the three main case manufacturers and backpack. They all make different backpacks. So those are the ones that everyone runs and that I've seen people use. I'm just straight up ghetto, so my guns go in a milk crate, and I have a terrible range bag that I've used for years that has holes in it, and I don't have any plan to upgrade. But yeah, check out those three, and also I'll check into Mr. Ranch, see if they're any good. What's your suggestion on EDC price point and weapons light to start out with? Great question. So EDC price point for me is going to be $500 to like $700. 500 is gonna be like your base, bare bones, no optic cut, basic pistol, and then 700 is going to be more your optic cuts, your Glock MOS, your M&P 2.0 with the optic, your 320, maybe like an X carry. So that's going to be a little bit more high end. You don't have to do a lot to it. As far as light, Streamlight really seems to have a hold on the industry, especially for that entry level budget price point. The TLR7A, that light is legit. Emissary Development, they make gas pedals for it, so you can really get your thumb on it and get a great grip on it. But yeah, Streamlight, they are leading the charge with that small, compact, flush to the barrel light. Thoughts on the new Glock drop-in trigger? I think it's crazy how much the industry has pushed on Glock for them to actually make a change. So I think it's very telling that they brought out an aftermarket trigger, basically saying, yeah, this thing can have a little bit extra work done to it, but I think it's great. I can't wait to get my hands on it. What are some healthy alternatives to the Springfield Prodigy? I don't want to dive down the Staccato rabbit hole. Okay, this is a great question, because I was talking with somebody this week about who do you think is the company that can nail the 2011? Staccato, they right now are out front because they just have the brand space locked down. Everyone knows Staccato, but fulfillment and price, Cosent. 4-week turnaround time, custom 2011s from the ground up, and anything you want done in 9, 45, and 10 millimeters, single stack, double stack, and if I haven't mentioned, 4-week lead time. So, and they think they start at like $1,700. So yeah, I think Cosent is going to be the one to really nail that price point and really have an option outside of Staccato. But we're gonna see this year. I think this year is gonna be the year of the 2011, and we're gonna see a lot of stuff coming out of different places. P365XL or P365X. I like the longer slide on the XL. I have a CZ Scorpion Micro. Do you think it would be smart to sell it to complete my 14.5 AR build? It depends how often you shoot your Scorpion, whether you like it, whether it's something you want to invest more time into, or if it's just sitting there and you've never shot it. If you've never shot it, yeah, sell it to finish your gun. But if you like that gun, I would wait, save up a little bit more money, and finish your 14.5. I'm a big fan of the Scorpion, so I would keep it, but it's really down to you and how much you're using that Scorpion. Do you run the Holosun optics? Good for the money or save for something better? Holosun optics are legit. They are squared away. You are good to go. I run the 508T on my M&P. I have a 510C, I think. Only issue with Holosun is like their naming convention is terrible. I don't know what any of the numbers mean. But besides that, they make great optics. You'll be good to go. Are Canics worth the purchase? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to buy a Canic because at this point, I'm 100% sure they won't even answer my phone calls. So yeah, I'm gonna buy a Canic. I'm going to run it so that we can all learn about Canics together. North of $500, I would guess something different. But if you're under $300 or under $400, yeah, go grab a Canic. What cleaning tools do you prefer when servicing your firearms, or do you prefer to have them professionally cleaned? Option C, I just don't clean them. Should I port my slide and barrel or get an aftermarket trigger first? Which one yields the best results for recoil control? Sincerely, unapologetic FN509 fan. Okay, cool. It's apparent you're not very intelligent because you're still rocking that 509. So either way, I tell you, it's not gonna help you much. That trigger is made out of like 90 grit sandpaper, so I would highly recommend you put an Apex trigger in it immediately. That's not gonna help you with recoil control. The gun's still gonna flip like crazy, so you're still gonna have to drill a hole in it, put a port in it, put a comp on it, and then put a weighted slide on it, just so that it moderately doesn't break your wrist. But yeah, I would start with a trigger first, because you're never gonna be able to hit anything if the trigger's that gritty. Tacoma, 4Runner, or a real truck that's not super bass like those two. So I don't understand the 4Runner or the Tacoma. I got in them and I feel like I have the headroom of a Corolla. Those trucks and SUVs are tiny inside. I do not know how these giant 6-foot tactical guys are fitting in those cars and looking like they're comfortable. It makes either everyone in the industry who drives one is like 5'5", or y'all are just lying. But I've been in those cars and they are so tiny inside. It doesn't, so I'm a truck guy, but like 3/4 ton and up, that's my jam. So I really couldn't get into the Tacomas or 4Runners, but if you can fit and you like it, go for it. I've decided on my first AR in California to be a St. Victor. Thoughts? I think that's a great AR. Springfield Armory, they have nailed their ARs. They have a lot of different ones out there that work for a lot of people. Yep, that'll be good to go. What are your thoughts on the Glock 45 Gen 5 MOS? Just got it about a month ago and it's my first gun. That's not fair, that's cheating. You know what my first gun was? A Smith & Wesson SD9 VE that I paid $900 for. That gun is $300 max. I do not think it's fair that you got such a good gun and I was stuck with such a terrible gun. You should be rocking like a Sky or a High Point or something under $300. You totally did this wrong. You're supposed to get a terrible gun, then buy the good gun. I don't know why you would just buy the good gun first. That's stupid. What's the process for getting a silencer in Maryland? The same as getting a silencer anywhere else. You just go to a gun shop that sells silencers and say, I need a silencer, and then they'll walk you through the process. But yeah, the process in Maryland, any state that you can legally purchase a silencer, it's the same process wherever you go. Is repetition your best friend when improving? How often do you mix in coaching and mentorship to ensure you're on the right track? So it depends on you and the type of learner that you are. Some people are able to watch other people do stuff, and even online, just watch other people do stuff and able to learn from that. Some people aren't able to self-diagnose and need to go to take a class and need an instructor to help them. For me, it's always about plateauing. If I want to go to another level, but I don't know what I need to do to get there, that's when an instructor, mentor, someone who's further along than you can see what you're doing wrong and tell you the next steps. But as long as you have next steps to take and you know what you need to work on, keep plugging away. Thoughts on buying a compensator for a full-size pistol? Keep my money, or yeah, do it. If you want a compensator, go buy a compensator. If the gun is slipping in your hands, you can't keep it down, and you think a compensator is gonna help, you need to work on your grip. So if you want a comp, go get a comp, but it's probably not gonna fix your problems. You need to dial in your fundamentals. Tips for overcoming the algorithm in the gun space. Okay, easiest tip that I can give and the most consistent thing that I've found is replacing the word algorithm with audience. The algorithm doesn't like my content. No, your audience doesn't like your content. And I've had a hard time communicating this to the gun community because gun people like to whine and complain and say, oh my goodness, they're after me, they don't want to get truth out there. No, if you put good content out there, people are gonna stay on the app longer and that makes them money and that's what they want. If your page hasn't been deleted or you don't have any strikes or anything like that, your content's just not that good. And that's really hard for people to hear. No one likes to hear their baby's ugly. No one likes to hear the thing they spent all their time, effort, and energy on isn't very good. But I'm telling you, if you could internalize this and dial it in, your page would blow up. If your page isn't growing, your content sucks. Also, this isn't just for the gun community. This is across the board. I work in a lot of different industries, some that are about as wholesome as they can come, and they're facing the exact same thing, and they're saying they're shadow banned. It's not just the gun industry, it's Instagram as a whole. If your content is good, it runs, people share it, you get follows, you get interactions. The number one metric you should be looking at right now is shares for your content. If your content's not getting shared, no one cares about it, and your page isn't going to grow. New to guns, for first gun, should I get a Glock 17 or Glock 19? This is a Glock 17. If you plan on getting more than one gun, I would recommend getting a 17. If you plan on only getting one gun, I would say get a 19, but this gun is great to learn on. I highly recommend a Glock 17. But if you only plan on getting one gun, the 19 is way easier for you to carry. Do you lube your pistols and rifles with oil or grease? I don't know what the difference is. I use Breakthrough Clean. I could not tell you what it is, but that's what I use. I don't know the difference though. I probably should, but I don't know the difference. Should I modify my current firearms before buying new firearms? It depends on your current firearms. If there's something you don't like about it, I'm a big fan of having a platform you're intimately familiar with and you can run that thing with no problem. So if there's a small change you want to make, I might do that. But then again, more guns is always better. What's your day job and how old are you? Okay, day job, I own and run my own marketing media company, Accord Media, make videos, do marketing strategy, social media, all that kind of stuff, help companies get their voice out there, get their products out there and people to learn more about them. And yeah, so that's what I do. A lot of fun, love it. Doing my dream job right now, having a blast while I do it. How old am I? I am 31. Tough situation. CCW holder accidentally went through TSA with a loaded mag and now my permit is suspended. What can I do? You're gonna need to contact a lawyer. I don't know what state you're in, so I can't really recommend one, but your best bet is going to be getting with a self-defense lawyer to really get that situation figured out, but that's a really tough situation. Sorry you're going through that. Best home defense AR-15 rifle, sub $1,100. Why not 12? Why not $1,150? $1,100. The IWI, what's the name of it? I'm not gonna look it up. The Carmel just came out, the IWI Zion. Yeah, check out the IWI Zion. I want to say like 800, 900 bucks. I've shot that gun, great little rifle. That's it for Guns and Stuff this week. If you all made it this far in the video, I'm so sorry that like y'all stuck through that. Like that was a lot. If you enjoy this content, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification bell, do all the things. If there was a question I wasn't able to get to, please drop it in the comments below. Let me know if you guys like this content and I will crank more of it out. And until next time, guys, I cannot wait to hang out with you for some more Guns and Stuff.